Hello, everybody. It is Sunday. It is 8:01 Pacific Standard Time. Do you know where your cryptids are?
Back there somewhere.
Top of the hour, we got news for everybody. We're going to try and fit in top of the hour news where we get going. So, our movie, our documentary that we are part of, unfortunately, James should be part of it more than what he is, but
Oh, well.
if they make a sequel, and if they come up here, we're going to make sure James is right next to my hip everywhere I turn around and go. We're going to be like Siamese twins. He will be in this movie whether we have to tie each other to each other. Make sure.
Hey, you know what? If they would have put in Knob Hill, all of it, I would have been happy.
Well, we also had the abortion room downstairs that they cut. I know you were on the second floor at one point in the movie, and they cut that. You weren't on the second?
No. I was down at Command Central for most of the Klondike investigation because really no one else knew how to run the equipment.
Yeah, true. I know you were in the basement, though.
Absolutely, the basement.
I would say that the two floors out of the Klondike I really enjoy is number 3 and the basement. Give me those two, and we're good.
I don't necessarily know about enjoyment of the basement. The map, she really doesn't like us.
No, she doesn't. Also, we've got 2 of our Old Town Ghost Walks left for the year. We're doing it Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah.
That happen to be in the St. Helens area. There ain't nothing going on in Halloween Town. Spirit of Halloween Town is doing absolutely nothing Friday, Saturday.
So
there are no.
Gives you all the more reason to come take a tour.
All the more reason. You come up, you see the decorations, get your picture in front of the pumpkin without paying an arm and a leg.
And a kidney and a kid.
And a kidney and a kid. And then you can come and hang out with us for an hour as we walk around town. And we tell you all about the ghosts, the history, and all the mysteries in St. Helens and all the buildings we've been able to look at and get into because we have special access and we know people. Or we know people who know people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will say it's a great tour.
Yeah, Timmy, you did take that. That's right. Sorry, a little slow tonight.
It's been a cold, rainy weekend. We've been... Friday night, we were actually shut out. We had a goose egg. Saturday night, we had to cancel because of weather, so we stood across from the Klondike smoking cigars, staring at the windows.
Yeah, I think we were there, a good hour and a half?
An hour and a half one night, and a good probably hour and 20 minutes the next.
Yeah.
I do know that we have it filmed. We had a Connor from Paranormal Parkour join us Friday night.
Yeah.
So we could videotape our bit. I like to say it was in front of an audience, but there was no audience. So it was just Connor following us around with a camera. So I am going to hopefully, have that edited and up for the second weekend in November. So that would come out November 8th. Which is a Saturday. James and I will be at a concert that night.
On November 8th?
On November 8th.
Damn, I got a busy couple weeks. I got Adam Sandler on Tuesday.
And then you got Dead on a Sunday with Nixt and Grizz.
And then I got Summer's birthday on Friday. So, hell. We're running everywhere.
It's going to be a good couple of weeks. Anyway, so that's the top of the hour news. Please rent the movie, buy the movie. It's on Amazon. It's on YouTube. It's what is it?
Apple TV.
Apple TV. It's rentals.
And
buy. And they did say that if the movie makes a good amount of profit, they want to make a return to the Spirit of Halloween Town movie, which would include, hopefully, us.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoyed making it, and hopefully we could do something better and I don't know. I think we definitely need to have like some kind of a story because everybody in the thing had a story to go along and move it, except for us.
Yeah.
So I think we need to work on that one and build up a story that they could push.
Then they'll give you more time.
We can hope so.
Or at least me.
I can't wait to see the movie.
It is good. They actually painted us in a good light. And they got footage.
Awesome.
They got footage. Let's finish up the top of the hour with this little bit. They did happen to include the little boy laughing on floor number 3, Frankie. So that is in the footage. That is not a sound effect. That is not put in otherwise. That was on the spot, not faked, not a Zach Baggins. Hashtag not Zach Baggins.
Yes.
And then at the very, very end of the movie, and it gives nothing away, there is a bright orb that starts from right behind the camera, which was just a stationary camera. It's just a static cam planted up on the wall. And this orb comes across, comes in the field of view, and it slowly just moves across the room, out the door, across the hall, and then disappears in the room on the other side. And it's bright, and it's not dust, it's not just falling, it is just cascading right across the room.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bugs. But the basic question, we need to find out if that was actually an effect that got put in, or if it was a real orb. So
yeah, I'm gonna text him tomorrow and
find out.
Try to get some answers. But we ain't talking about that. That's all top of the hour stuff. Yeah. We are going into, it is October. We are on season 4, episode 19, the Smurl poltergeist, which was the basis for the Conjuring, the last rites. I'm not saying there was a theme for some of these, but we seem to be talking about the Conjuring. It is October. We're almost done. Tammy, it is your show.
Okay. Tonight our story takes us to a house on Chase Street in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. It is August 1973 at the newly purchased duplex of Jack and Janet Smurl, along with his parents, John and Mary. It was a fixer-upper duplex that the family had just purchased for $18,000 for both sides. That's about $132,000 today. They moved into the home that they thought would be a nice, peaceful home for their family. At first, the home seemed to be a good move for the family. Jack was promoted at work, the kids were excelling in school, and the in-laws were happy, which is always important, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it didn't last long. As they would soon discover, their home was anything but quiet and peaceful. The devout Catholic family would soon begin to experience things that they couldn't explain, and their lives would be changed. It was little things like tools going missing, then reappearing in odd places in the home. The fresh coats of paint would begin to have the old stains seeping through, and unplugged kitchen appliances would even start to catch on fire.
I want to throw something real quick about things catching on fire.
Yeah.
One of my earliest case that I ever did after becoming a paranormal investigator, I was investigating this guy's house, right? And there was a brand new microwave in the box in the garage. And we were dealing with a poltergeist. And as we're in the kitchen and we're going over the EVP work and everything, and we smell something start burning, well, the microwave caught fire inside the box in the garage.
No.
Yes.
Damn. No.
Yes. The microwave caught on fire in the box, still sealed from the store. He had not unpacked it or nothing.
That's crazy.
Anyways, I'm sorry. My first time with poltergeist, so things catching on fire takes me back.
Oh, I always wondered if that had happened to anybody. Okay, there were horrible odors that would flood the home, only to go away moments later. These unexplained mysteries would soon get even worse. The Smurl family would start to go through some financially hard times, even with him having a promotion at work. They were still having a rough time making ends meet, and then Jack's mother suffered a heart attack. So she and Janet would hear voices like someone was, like Mary was calling to Janet or Janet was calling to Mary, and neither one were saying anything. So that had him kind of freaked out. And then one day Mary thought that she heard Jack and Janet fighting and cursing at each other and everything, and they weren't doing anything. So they had ominous black masses formed and floated through the home. Janet said she was visited in the dead of night by a malevolent force that molested her in her sleep. Then Jack started experiencing the horror in his home, and he was lying in bed with Janet and he heard somebody whispering. It was a young woman, it seemed. And when he turned to face his wife, he watched a shadowy figure run up her leg. That would freak me out.
Does that count as cheating? Would that count as cheating? Would that count as cheating?
Running up the leg?
I don't know. We'll get to more of the story.
That almost sounds like a dog messing with the leg,
I do believe this episode is brought to you by alcohol.
Jack, baby.
A little hot chocolate and a little vodka.
Ooh.
It's been a weekend, everybody. I don't think Tammy's drinking while she's running it.
I don't get to drink. So
that's okay. Somebody's got to be sober and drive this bus.
Totally. I guess that would be me. But would it be the scary haunted bus?
It is definitely a scary haunted bus. It's chaos.
Or is it the haunted chaos bus of laughter? Okay. The demonic presence would soon start getting more violent. The German Shepherd dog was like 70 pounds, and he got thrown against the wall.
Nah.
And
the dog.
I know.
Not the damn dog.
John Wick moment right there.
Right? John Wick.
And then one of the so the Smurls had two older daughters, and then they end up having a set of twins later. So the first daughters was Dawn and Heather. Well, one of the daughters got pushed down a flight of stairs by the demon. And then at one point, Janet told about being picked up by something invisible, dangled 6 feet in the air, and then she was tossed across the room. That's when I would be leaving, I think.
Was she a gymnast?
I don't know. Maybe she was just jumping on the bed with the kid from a couple weeks ago. Or was that last week? I don't even remember anymore.
It was last week. Touche.
Okay, so Janet told Lorraine, Warren, because the kind of out of order here. So Ed and Lorraine came to visit and check out at the house.
Of course they did. They seem to do everything.
Yeah. I haven't found a story yet in a while that they haven't been.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. So they came to visit, and so this is Janet telling Lorraine the story that the first occurrence was at their daughter Heather's confirmation on April 9th, 1985. Janet, Shannon, and Heather were in the kitchen, and Janet was pinning a collar onto Heather's confirmation robe when a ceiling light, which was affixed totally to the ceiling with 2 chains and several eye hooks into the beam, it just crashed down onto the kitchen table without warning. And Yeah, it ended up cutting the little girl. They went on to say it was very frightening because it was unexpected and it wasn't like the light had been broken naturally. Janet recalled it didn't tip, it didn't sway, it just came crashing down. It gouged Shannon in the forehead and left a mark on the refrigerator. And then subsequently, Janet claimed the family heard and witnessed other unexplained activity, including doors opening and closing and unlocking by themselves, lights turning on and off. And in particular, the accordion-style closet door that Jack and Janet had in their bedroom opened and shut rapidly on its own. They also stated hearing loud banging and pounding in threes and items going missing. It still comes back to the knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me story or song.
Well, the knocking and pounding in sets of 3s is supposed to be, the Holy Trinity and mocking God. And...
Yeah.
So we need to start asking it to knock 4 times.
Yeah. Or twice. Okay, so here's where it got really good.
A little Morse code. Dot, dot, dot.
Well,
dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, also, you don't want to lead people into that one, like certain seances.
Yeah.
Did you hear the knocking?
Are you quoting a line from said documentary?
Maybe. Did you hear any knocking? No? Well, there was knocking. There really was. Mm-hmm. I'm legitimate. I swear. Oh, we're not a little
Well, maybe
bitter.
it was the girl with the broom.
Huh?
Maybe it was the girl with the broom.
The downstairs neighbor.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Go
well, this is where... go ahead. Did you guys want to say anything?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, this is where it got really good because Jack was watching a game on TV, and he told later that a succubus entered the living room and raped him.
Say what?
So he was, yeah. Well, he was watching the game. Maybe it was a cheerleader. But
the question was,
yeah,
was he
so
enjoying
that
it?
was that he didn't say.
I wouldn't say neither.
But his wife was probably also there during the interview with Lorraine.
Yeah. Yep.
I've been watching a lot of Lorraine and the Smurls doing a lot of interviews. And there's, at one point, Janet said that if you would have told me years ago that I would have been living in a haunted house, I would have told you that you're psychotic and you need help. Okay, so when the Smurls weren't at home, there would be loud, blood-curdling screaming that could be heard by the neighbors. From 1974 to...
Side note, the loud screaming was me trying to fit into one of my costumes. Sorry about that.
That's awesome.
Maybe we shouldn't be drinking during this hour.
Is it bad that every time I try to read this and it says the Smurls, I kind of read it as the Smurfs?
I was wondering. It's like you're almost trying to catch yourself. You're trying to catch yourself.
I have to, because it's like I'm just waiting to mess up. And I don't get to drink when I mess up.
Those blue little rodents.
So from 1974 to 1987, the Smurl family would be sharing their home with the evil spirit. So, of course, at that point, the next step was to call for help. And guess who they called? Ghostbusters? Nope, they called, yes, now wait for it, yes, It was Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Well, of
Surprise.
course.
Cool.
Although I already let that go in the start of it, but anyway, so the Warrens visited the Smurl home in 1986, which Ed confirmed was possessed by a very powerful demon. He and Lorraine spent months at the home, collecting what they claimed to be evidence, mostly in the form of audio recordings.
I would really like to hear all that.
Yeah. I think there's some on YouTube, and I know that they used some in the movie.
Okay.
But it said, so that was the evidence of the demonic presence. And it didn't take long for the Warrens to substantiate the Smurl family haunting. As they toured the house, Ed Warren invoked the name of Jesus and commanded the spirit to reveal itself. According to him, the spirit in the house reacted immediately. Within seconds, the room turned icy cold, Warren told the Lakeland Ledger in 1986. After spending months investigating the house, the Warrens determined that there were 4 entities that were haunting the Smurls. 2 were female spirits. 1 was a male spirit who had died in the home or on the property. And, well, we'll just go with those 3 for right now. So one of the spirits was identified as an elderly woman, considered relatively harmless but unsettling. She was often described as wearing old-fashioned clothing and sometimes drifted silently through the rooms. Though she did not harm the family directly, her presence contributed to the feeling of unease inside the home. The Warrens suggested she might have been an original occupant or somebody tied to the property's long history. A far more sinister presence was a young girl whose violent nature caused much of the poltergeist activity. She was blamed for objects being hurled, loud bangs, scratching the family members, and eerie screams heard during the night hours. The spirit apparently was particularly aggressive towards Janet Smurl and Jack's mother, Mary, often leading to emotional and physical distress. So I guess the girl didn't like mothers.
Females in general.
So the Warrens believed this girl was being controlled or manipulated by a darker power within the home. The third spirit was that of a man who had died on the property some decades before the family moved in. His presence was associated more with the profound sadness or sorrow than aggression. He reportedly appeared occasionally as a shadowy figure and gave a faint, cold feeling in certain rooms. Unlike the girl's violent behavior, this spirit was sometimes interpreted as restless but not harmful. So the family was tormented by a 4th entity, a powerful demonic spirit, compelling the other spiritual manifestations to act. Even after 3 exorcisms, including one facilitated by the Warrens involving an Episcopal priest, the hauntings did not cease. Ed and Lorraine offered a grim explanation. They said, the Smurls were part of the chosen, individuals specifically targeted by demons for relentless persecution. Lorraine saw them as innocent victims forced into a spiritual warfare. Although the Warrens' efforts offered moments of quiet, the controlling evil remained unexpelled.
They had 3 exorcisms and they can't get the job done?
3 exorcisms, 4 entities.
Well, see, that's the problem. They only did 3 exorcisms. They needed to do 4.
Yeah, right?
Apparently, you got to go big or go home nowadays with these things. But
well, apparently the Warrens didn't go big.
Oh, Annalise had what, 67, 66?
Yeah.
I mean, that was one spirit. This is 4.
Right.
You got to bring in like a whole army of ministers and priests and super soakers filled with holy water.
Have a holy water war with the super soakers.
So when I was watching an interview where this guy was doing bits and pieces of showing the interview with the Smurls and Lorraine, and he kept talking about the property being built on an old battleground, and that it was the old soldiers were haunting and things, or no, it was an old Native American lady or something. But anyway, there was all this stuff, but I couldn't find any information on it. But one thing said, no, that was made up. So I don't know if there was, could have been built on a burial ground. Who knows? But then you go on to this. Ed was telling that there was a foul stench, and he would describe it as rotting flesh. So that could kind of be a burial ground, right?
Could be.
And then objects on the bureau started moving in front of the bureau gossamer threads, a mucus-like smoky type substance. It whirled and materialized on the mirror, spelling out filthy obscenities, telling Ed basically to get out of the house. In Ed's assessment, whatever entity was haunting the Smurls, it was powerful, intangible, and very dangerous. Between January and August, the Warrens regularly visited the Smurl home to conduct paranormal research. Throughout it all, they continued to stand by the Smurls' claims of a haunting and supposedly collected hours of audio recording that showcased odd noises being made by the demon.
Well, obviously the entities were not scared of the Warrens at all. They're like, bring it on, baby.
Doesn't sound
We'll just ratchet it up another level.
So, according to Wikipedia, Professor Paul Kurtz of the State University of New York at Buffalo, and then chairman of the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal, said the Warrens weren't objective.
I was going to say that fast. I don't know how many times.
Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal. People, tip, use your names and shorten them. You don't need all the Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal. You could just make that small. I mean, you can't even...
CSICP.
CSICP?
Yep, that's what it would shorten to.
CSICP. I am from the CISCP. CSICP. Oh, what, you're CSI? No. CSICP. So you're sleepy? What the hell?
Now you're really screwing it up.
So these names are just long. They're longer than they need to be.
Right. Just give it short and sweet.
DBK investigation. Boom. Guardian Angel Paranormal.
Gaps. Make it short.
Sure. Even when you shorten it, it spells out something nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, what's that stand for? Guardian Angel Paranormal Society. Boom. Done. Quick. To the point. Not 14 words and stretching over and...
Takes you 10 minutes to say it.
You're not going to be able to fit all that on a business card.
Sure you can.
Committee for the Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal. And then on the back, you have all your information.
Exactly.
I would not want to go to one of their seminars.
Oh, hell no.
Just saying the name alone of the organization. All right, everyone, we're calling this organization for the Committee of Scientific Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal Order.
By the time they got done saying all that, the audience would be asleep. I know I would be.
And they say, okay, we're done now. That was the meeting.
Yeah. That's your whole hour meeting right there.
All right, go ahead, Tim.
Okay. Well, that guy said that the Warrens weren't objective, they were independent, and they were impartial investigators. And he characterized the Smurl's claims as a hoax, a charade, and a ghost story. He said that the family's claims were possibly due to delusions, hallucinations, or brain impairment. And he advised that they submit themselves to. Go ahead.
Haven't we talked about Paul Kurtz before? Hasn't he come up somewhere? Isn't he like that always skeptic that's always,
Yeah.
oh, they're lying. They're lying. It's a hoax.
He's right up there with, was it Joe Nickel?
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is. I think they're probably buddies.
I think Paul Kurtz has been the one that was always going after the Warrens about every single case that they ever did.
Yeah.
Saying that, oh, it's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax.
It's so interesting how all these people are so intertwined in every case situation. It's just phenomenal. You don't hear that nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, if you do, it's on a really rare case.
I need to start going in and looking closer at the skeptics and tying into the stories that we did before, so we could see how many times that we come across.
Talked about these skeptics. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Okay, so he told them that they should submit themselves for psychiatric and psychological examinations. Jack Smurl went on to tell a newspaper reporter that he had surgery to remove water from his brain in 1983 because he had been experiencing short-term memory loss due to a case of meningitis in his youth. Allentown psychologist Robert Gordon commented that people often look at demonology to explain many tensions that they experience as individuals and within their families. So, you know, it goes like some of the other ones that, oh, it's stress, it's tension, it's, you know, all the whatever's going on at home. And so, yeah, there's nothing there. That's just all made up. But they went on to...
like other people that we've known in the past, that whenever you hit them with something and said, explain it away then. Explain it. Oh, well, it was nothing. It was nothing. Well, a door just slammed on its own. Debunk it. And then when you can't debunk it, oh, well, it was nothing. It was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
These skeptics just, I mean, the hardcore skeptics, I mean, you always need a skeptic in a group that can say, well, let's not rush to immediate decisions. But you also can't have a guy or a girl on your crew that's just automatically going to say, nope, it's nothing. It's nothing.
You need a healthy skeptic.
Healthy skeptic that can debunk things on a certain level and actually like debunk it without just saying, oh, it's fake.
And then maybe go, oh, maybe you are right, maybe. You know, their willingness to say that it's possible, not, you know, bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Next.
I know, we stretched this thing out.
Julianne says she's a skeptical believer.
See, Julie, that is a healthy skeptic.
Yeah.
That if you were confronted with something that you cannot debunk, you're willing to accept it and say, okay, that's a possibility. I'm open to exploring the options on that one.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, for example, I love examples. Coffee cup just started floating across the room on its own. And, you know, nobody's touching it. It just floats on by. You got to say, okay, maybe it's on a string. Maybe there's a pulley or something. When we look at it, there's no pulleys, there's no strings. And you can go, that might be something. It's the unhealthy, diehard skeptics that will die on that hill and say, nope, that was fake. That was all fake. It was camera angles. Even though it just floated across the room. Without camera work.
And Skull fell over and dumped him in the hit him in the head.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the Smurls sought help from the church, but early efforts failed to stop the activity. Multiple blessings, priests reported they reported no unusual occurrences on the property, and Janet Smurl specifically stated that an unidentified priest performed 3 unsuccessful exorcisms, suggesting that the demon actively avoided the rites by moving within the house's structure or following the family away from the property. So apparently it visited both of the houses through the walls and everything, so it didn't hear the exorcists doing their job.
You know what they did wrong?
In the car with,
what they did wrong is they didn't salt the perimeter. And if that was the case, I would salt that perimeter, be like, get out now. Go ahead. Do it. Or get all the family in the main room and salt all that area and be like, okay, everyone's trapped right here. It's going to work. And if that doesn't work, then you resort to a lighter and a rag.
Yeah. So this unidentified
the people when they moved out, by the way, anybody is watching at home, I'm not suggesting arson, that we move everybody out and we just
And on that note, I'm nowhere near you.
If there are no walls, it can't hide in the walls.
No, it'll just hide on the property itself.
Yeah, but then you got full view and it's going to be able to hear you. If there's no walls,
And then you're going to want to torch the property.
Hey man, kill it with fire.
Not kindness?
I don't think this guy knew what he was doing. Maybe he didn't take the spiritual warfare class he should have.
Julie put up the candle on the fire. See? Fire cleans all. Anyway, go ahead.
It's like when there's a spider on the wall and you burn down the house trying to get the spider. And then it stands there and laughs at you. Okay, so the pattern was highlighted when a a priest from a local diocese spent 2 nights in the home in 1986 and recorded that nothing unusual happened while he was there. So they decided finally hoping to escape the relentless supernatural assault, the Smurl family abandoned their Chase Street residence in 1987. But the oppression, now appearing as black masses and unexplained sounds, persisted in their new home. So I guess it did hitchhike and go to the new house. So salvation finally arrived through the Catholic Church.
Sorry.
The thought of the vacation movie with the dead aunt tied to the roof in the rocking chair just popped into my head.
Well, and then we got Julie here just saying, then you find the spider in your car. So it's just kind of yes.
You find 4 spirits sitting in your back seat. We're going for a ride, boys.
4 spirits and a spider. That's how I go.
So the Catholic Church decided to perform a final secretive exorcism that reportedly banished the demon for good. So they did have to have that 4th one.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, exactly. And so through the rituals details, they're still, or though the rituals details are still, the Smurl's decades-long struggle concluded, and they did not have any more problems with the poltergeist. And Jack Smurl passed away in 2017, Forever changed by the confrontation, and Janet and their daughters live near West Pittston, but they are free from the haunting now, so they don't. They're free. The terrifying chapter is cemented in paranormal history, serving as the basis for the 1991 film The Haunted and The Conjuring Last Rites. The Warrens frequently cited this as one of their most dangerous cases, underscoring its impact, even as detractors suggested psychological factors like stress and hysteria. The Smurl saga stands as a chilling, inedible testament to their battle against the unknown. And so the patriarch of the family, Jack, led a quiet life after becoming a reluctant media sensation from the hauntings. He worked for the Tops Chewing Gum Company in Pennsylvania for over 30 years and remained active in his local church. He died at the age of 75, and Janet went on to live her private life as a grandmother to the children of her girls, Heather, Dawn, Sharon, and Karen. Karen is a professional social work field, but she maintained that they did not fabricate the haunting. And she said that them doing it for the fame or money is the most ridiculous statement ever. We were a normal family with normal lives that went through a tragedy and prevailed by staying strong and faithful. And she told that to the Citizen's Voice in 2016. It's everyone else that blew it up into a nightmare. We battled the demons inside and the public outside, and they just made it worse. Karen added, "We never made money from the book or the movie. Who would want to go through all that media and public bashing?" She's also a part-time paranormal investigator, and she decided to pursue the endeavor because of what she endured as a child. She goes, "The reason I've been involved in paranormal investigating is that so no one has to go through what we did. In me, they get a judge-free, discreet, legitimate, honest, professional help and counseling. No one going through this tragedy should be treated like we were." And some of the skepticism stuff that I found was, skeptics view the Smurl poltergeist case with doubt, citing potential psychological factors like hallucinations from Jack Smurl's brain surgery and questioning the lack of concrete proof and inconsistencies in the family's account. They also point to the lack of paranormal activity reported by people who lived there after, and the Catholic Church's denial of authorizing an exorcism as reasons to be unconvinced. Well, my thought is, the demons all went to the next house, so they wouldn't still be in that house.
I was just going to say the same thing. You can't say you can't say anything bad's going on because it jumped in the car. All four in the spider were in the car and went away, and so the house was totally empty because there was no demons or spiders.
It just went on a short field trip. That's all.
What have they found? Nothing.
So some sources suggest that the Smurl haunting was a hoax, citing the inconsistencies and skepticism surrounding some of the family's claims, including the harm to their dog and their daughter. And then they blame it on a hoax because the new tenant's like, nothing happened with us. So they also question the family's motives. They question the family's motives due to the financial difficulties and the profit opportunities. While neighbors contradicted parts of their story, and critics challenged the Warrens' credentials and methods. And so the skeptics said that the haunting didn't attract much attention until after the family had money problems, which made them think the story might have been made up or exaggerated to make money through book deals and media appearances. Some family members and neighbors disagreed with parts of the Smurl story, saying that they never saw anything strange happen. And even though they lived very close to the duplex, it was said to be haunted. Well, probably, Jack was watching the game alone when he was raped by the succubus. So he probably wasn't having a party or anything. And then critics also pointed out that many of the reported events only happened when family members were alone or couldn't be independently verified, which made them question whether the events really happened as they were described. So, what about you? Do you believe this haunting was the real deal? Let's talk in Skeptics Corner. Which is a few minutes early, but...
Oh, it's all good. It will be no time at all. And Julie says, and I agree with her, if their stories were exactly the same, I would think more fake, but everyone has different viewpoints. Yeah, I mean, if everybody's story is identical right down to the T, I would want to question that too.
Yeah.
That'd be like rehearsed.
Well, we go back to our cases, and that one where we were told one thing, and then we find out later in the audio that somebody was not honest with the homeowner.
Are we talking about such a case as the Tiger Demon House?
It seems to be our most famous case besides the Klondike.
Yes, I have to finally freaking agree with you. As much as I want to totally just not go there anymore, yep, I have to agree with you.
Well, we're just going to have to find another building that's going to just rise above. Because we've got the Klondike, get Tiger Demon House.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is kind of just
small potatoes.
Well, I mean, yeah. Chapman Landing would be number 3, and we got great stuff out of that one. So that I would say that would be our top 3. I mean, in my 30 years, I would say that would be my top 3.
Top 3, yeah, definitely. Okay, I'll agree with 2 of those. Obviously, the Klondike and the Tiger Demon House. And then there's I'd say the third one for me would be a business out in Astoria that I've done a couple of investigations at over the last few years, and that's only because of some situations that I have personally been involved in while doing said investigation. That's kind of imprinted on me, so to speak.
Julie says, I have to know about that case.
We all know you want to know, but unfortunately, the owners, didn't give us the okay for releasing much.
We can talk about very little of the house. We can't give out names, the address. The current owner does not live in Oregon anymore. He moved back east. They did not sign the waiver to release the information to the public. So he just said you can talk about the case, but don't give any hardcore specifics. That if we did the Tiger Demon House show, that would be all of maybe we do the top of the hour, which would be about 5 minutes, and then it would be about 3 minutes of discussing what we can discuss. It's almost like us talking about the Klondike in 2022. We couldn't talk about the filming at all, couldn't bring up anything of it until they said, the movie's done and we were at film festivals, you can talk about it now. And that was 3 years later, and it's like, wow, I kind of deleted all the stuff that we had filmed and forgot that it was there and deleted it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yep.
If you guys ever get to go in there again, I want to go.
We will never be able to get back to the Tiger Demon House. It's got a whole new owner.
Klondike.
Oh, yeah. By God, please, yes. If we ever get back to the Klondike, it's going to be a party.
Awesome. I don't know if I want to go in the abortion room though,
Yeah, a lot of
but I want to meet
women
Frankie.
don't. Yes, good old Frankie. I love that little kid.
All right, so Skeptic's Corner, what do you think about the Smurf? There you go, Tammy. I threw it in for you.
Thank you.
The
Oh,
Smurl.
well, you don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that one. The interviews that I've been watching has been pretty good. Been interesting. Recognize the furniture from my childhood. Oh, yeah.
It's all over the place there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wondering what the remotes were. Anyway, go ahead.
It almost makes me want to watch the Conjuring Last Rites just so I can see how different that they did the movie from the difference of the story that I read.
See what they did. Julie says little blue people running around.
Yeah, Smurf.
Smurf poltergeist.
Oh,
They take on the form of Smurfs.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be a really good movie.
Why not?
Conjuring,
Why
the
not?
Smurfs.
The Conjuring, the Smurf poltergeist. We take the Smurfs movie and the Conjuring universe, we slam them together, comedy gold.
That it would be.
I would watch
And
that.
then we take that money and we buy the old spooky house in downtown St. Helens that we've been talking about.
Oh, yes. Make that into our headquarters.
I will say this much. The top floor has a great bathroom with a bathroom window that faces out over the river and with a big old tub in there. I'm sorry. I thought about like how cool that would be 4th of July, sitting in the tub, watching the fireworks, not having to deal with anybody in the crowds.
Are you going to be smoking a cigar while you're doing all that?
Of course. I'd be smoking a cigar right now if I could.
I hear you.
Julie says we're rich. All right, we're going to throw that together, and that might have to be a AI video movie.
Julie's been a part of these conversations for a while. I'm going to have to remove Tammy as the #1 fan and make Julie the #1.
Well, now I work for you, so she could be the #1.
Julie,
wait. You're not working for us. You're not getting paid.
I know. I just like the job title.
All right, well, Tammy, you are no longer the #1 fan. You are technically an employee. So, Julie, congratulations. You are now our #1 fan.
Yay!
As soon as we figure out what special thing that entitles you to, besides just slapping on #1 fan. I'm sure there's a gift box somewhere in the mail.
Yeah, okay.
I'm afraid to say our gift box at this point, because of our walks not being as productive, the gift box might just be some wrist bracelets from the tour and one of our posters.
Wait. We'll send her the poster. We'll send her. Oh, the eyeballs. There you go. So we'll send her the poster. We'll send her the bracelets with our signatures. Our autographs. Then
you realize we might have to end up doing this eventually.
And then that way she's got some souvenirs when hopefully she decides to rent or buy the documentary.
And by the way, Julie, the documentary is also on YouTube to rent. So
I still haven't seen it there. I don't know why I can't find it, and your wifey can.
I don't know.
So
I look
haven't
for it
found it either.
myself,
But anyway, yeah, this case is for me going back to the case there. It's not like the last case where you know everything screamed fake. This one's I'm more leaning towards it's kind of more on the real side. Even though some of the people are saying that they've not had any occurrences in the home. I don't know. I need more shit to look at and hear and read and drink. But no, seriously though, I think it's more towards. I don't think they tried to fake it. To me, it just doesn't seem like or sound like they would be faking it. And obviously, if they're not in it for money or any of that, whereas like last week's where it screamed fake, but then again, some of the cases that Lorraine and Ed Warren did, I would, I do need another drink. Always. Ed and Lorraine, when they did, doing some of their cases, I would say some of them are questionable. This could be a questionable one. I guess I want to believe that it's more real than it is fake. So I'm just barely on the fence, over the fence on the real side. How's that?
okay.
Just to say it. I need more. A lot more.
Hey, guess who's in next week's story?
And Lorraine Warren again.
No, it's
Exactly.
a woman in white. And a woman in white.
Holding a pound of bacon.
No, man! You would have said that if I would have. Okay.
Oh, we didn't have a woman in white and
shit.
bacon in this episode.
Now you just screwed it all up.
All right, Tammy, your 2 cents. We got 2 minutes.
I'm kind of with James on this one. It feels like it could definitely be real, and just because the other people didn't have anything happen to them there, it could have, the demons could have been attached to the family and went where the family went. So,
But the family didn't have anything going on after they left, though.
Because it took the 4th exorcism to do it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So after that, and the 4th one was at the new house.
Oh, I missed that part. Oops.
Yeah, so they had 3 at the old house that didn't work, and then they moved to the new house. The demons went with them, and that's where they had the secret 4th one. And that's when everything stopped.
Interesting. But I'm going to say it is an interesting story. Some of Ed and Lorraine's cases that I've read up on, I can back. Some are kind of laughable. This one I would say I need to know more information, but it sounds more legit. So
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah,
we're on the same page. But the final vote is up to you, the viewer, to decide what you wish to believe. So we are at the hour mark. We're going to get out of here. As always, James has the final word.
Oh, shit. What's that? Oh, yeah. No, just kidding. Hey, keep your cryptids close and tight. Hug them all night. See you next week.
Later, everybody.
See ya.